everyone on YouTube, Shadowsun here, welcome back to my channel. So today this is another blog post that I wrote in 2019, I believe. I didn't check the date, to be fair. But this is on astrology in my practice. This is going to be one of the last videos for the month. I realized while planning this how much I've really written on the blog, so you're going to be seeing a lot more videos that I've already written, posts or topics that I've already discussed on the blog in video form, interspersed throughout other topics that I haven't in video form and in blog form in March and in the coming months. So every once in a while you're gonna see, or maybe monthly, you're gonna see a topic that I haven't brought forth in video form that I've already written about previously. So in this case we're talking about astrology, and the funny thing is I know my sun sign, I know my moon sign, and like I said in the post, I know when Mercury retrograde is happening, but astrology doesn't have a large place in my personal practice. Not because I don't like astrology, I just don't have a lot of time to explore it, and I feel like it has so many layers, like I mentioned in the post. It has so many components that I feel like I'm barely scratching the surface with astrology. I feel like astrology is such a vast topic that the more you dive, the more in depth it gets, and I feel like it's a little complicated in certain aspects as well, because you've got rising sign, you've got houses, and I don't even know what half that is. Like, I don't really quite understand it, and I sometimes question, and I wrote in the post as well, like I question how much does Mercury retrograde influence our communication, our travel, our contracts, or everything else? Is it really influencing us, or is it our perception like anything else? Or if it isn't, if the planets and stars are influencing us, how does that occur? Those are the questions I have in my mind, and I want to explore astrology in depth, but I want to do so when I have the time allotted to make that choice, and I want to do it with not just a book. I feel like the books are great and valuable tools to understand, but I feel like taking an in-depth course on astrology would be more effective for me than taking or reading a book or two books even. I think given enough time and enough dedication, I could definitely look. Right now, I don't feel like I use astrology to a large degree. If I do and I don't know, then hey, I'm learning something new, and I'm willing to learn more, just not right off hand at this point in my practice, but eventually I will. I think eventually astrology will become something I use on a regular basis. I do check, for example, the moon phase, and when the moon phase and what sign the moon phase is in, I should say. I check what sign the phase of the moon is in. For example, waxing, I know like 2 days ago it was in Taurus, and it was talking about various aspects of Taurus that could be applied to this moon cycle. Excuse me. And as such, I found that to be interesting, but then I have more questions about, how can we as witches and pagans and other magical practitioners, or even just people who utilize astrology as a general rule, how can we apply that to our lives where it's meaningful and where it makes sense to us? Those are the questions I have in my mind, and I mentioned more in the post. But yeah, that's just a brief overview for me about astrology. Right now it doesn't have a prominent place in my practice, but it doesn't mean that it won't. So I hope you all are well. If you like what you see so far, please like, subscribe, and yeah, and turn on the bell sound and make sure that it's set to all. Speak soon, many blessings.